Stampin' friends, Darlene with Darlene Stamps. Thanks for stopping by today. I am an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! And I wanted to kind of showcase this stamp set. This stamp set is a stamp set that came within last holiday, 2019, and it came back. Now, it was sold as a bundle, and so when you buy them as a bundle, you save 10%. But these are still available. This is in the annual catalog, and this actually is in the catalog as well. So anyhow, let's get started and let's show you 6 different layouts with this one stamp set. Be right back. All right, the first layout we are going to make this in, just kind of utilize the, I put some stars up there on the top of the trees, but I want to use the plaid paperwork, which is the plaid tidings this year, and also the ribbon. Anyhow, and then these little trees that I cut out, let me get kind of close here. I want to show you. I actually did the subtle textures on the tree. Just kind of add some dimension on that. All right, so we start with our base. Now, I have switched to the thick cardstock. Used to use the Whisper White regular cardstock, but the thick one, really, when you're not doing a lot of layers, really kind of makes sense because it gives some just an extra weight. Not that you would use that for postage, but it would really aid in just the weight of the card. So I take my plaid, I've already cut it down, and put it in just the 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and then the inside will just peek out like that. Now, we're going to take the punch and come in, as you can see, right, not quite to the edge, but a little bit of a gap. That way I get my piece on there, and then come on the other side, get about the same distance. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now I want to make sure that I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here before I put it down. And because it's cherry cobbler, I'm just going to use that for my base. And I'm going to use the Merry Christmas that's in here. And I'm just going to put it up here at the top. Oh, you know, I like polymer because polymer, you can see if you don't have enough ink on it. Okay, got that on. I'll wash that in a minute. Take that off to the side, or else I'll get my hand stamped in it. Okay, now I just want to get my color on here. So of these designs, I'm going to do, try to, if I can, get a number of them made and show you how they're made, just to kind of show you some tips. Sometimes I use just the outline or the layout, and that way you can kind of see how it is, because we know how to stamp, we know how to glue. All right, so now we are going to get this down. Now I'm not going to do a lot of layers this time. Primarily because I am kind of reducing my bulk, but you can see the plaid's going to peek out all the way around. So you get that, you get the 2 trees. Now I've taken the cherry cobbler, which is part of the set, and then I'm going to angle where I want that to sit, and then just put this down. Again, because I was going to pop it up, but you know, sometimes when you're doing a card, it really kind of makes for a nice element to just keep it simple. And what I am going to do to bling it up, let me dab a little bit of that off. Okay, in our kit we got from our pumpkin, we've got these pretty little stars, and so I'll use my take a pick here, and pick one of those up and pop those down. So this really makes it nice because it adds the bling to it without the bulk, obviously. Get that straight. Okay. And then we have not only the elements, but we have the plaid that sticks through. And then this one, you can see I did raise the middle tree and added the ribbon. But just a little bit of difference there. You can see the stars right there, angled. There's the shine. All right, so let me get back with the next layout and I'll be right back. All right, card number 2, we are going to get our base. Now I'm putting several layers, so this actually is not my thick, but it is my Whisper White. So this is my real red. I'm going to get some trees cut out of here because I can utilize this back that nobody will see. And you know, I really kind of enjoyed the countdown because I'm getting up all the samples and I am scoring when it comes to my my cards and getting Christmas done. So anyhow, I am going to do it. Oh, that's right. It's going to be this way. Now, sometimes with a layout, I can get this with a, I could do an extra texture on this, but for the sake of just the example, I want that red to peek out, and I just want to have it plain. And then doing it plain allows me to get more texture out of the layers. Sometimes when you do a card, if you add an extra layer behind it, and see, there's really not a lot there. You have just a little bit peeking through. Now we're going to use that perfect plaid tidings, and we're going to go right in the middle, and it's right on that line. I was going to get that cut out prior to, and I didn't. Anyhow, so I've used, I've tried to stay in the perfectly plaid and just kind of show some ideas of just some layouts as you build your Christmas season. And so we got that in the middle. This is from the So Sweetly set, and you see we have the stitching on there, and then the scallop. So before I put that on, oh, looks like I have a flare. There we go. 2 flares, son of a gun. Okay, and before I put this on, I want to get my tree on there. Oh, and I want to show you. So I had embossed this, and I wanted to pop it out and kind of, you know, when you're assembling a card, it is great to be able to have some different ideas. Now, because we are with Cherry Cobbler, we'll see which one we like better. Gosh, you know, I like, yep, that's what we'll go with. Now, this is going to be kind of a faux pas, so bear with me here. So this one should be real red. The real red that I did on here is very bland for what I'm trying to do. So we're definitely going to use the embossed tree. So I want to get, if we do that, then I think we're going to jump over to Cherry Cobbler. At least I'll be able to cover that. I think the little red we have here behind isn't going to show too much for it to really be like, wow, that didn't work. It didn't look good. So we will do that. So we're going to put ho, ho, ho down here at the bottom. Clean that in a minute. All right, and then I believe what's going to be good is popping this up. I think that's going to help a lot. So, and If I was using a smaller element, obviously I would not use double-sided tape. I would just use our dimensionals. But I don't want it to sag, and so I want to cover a large space. So this kind of helps to be practical and get some extra layers in there. So I just had my mail delivered today, and I got my pumpkin. So next Tuesday will be the alternates that I'm going to put together and put on there. And then this will be our, there. And then we won't pop this up because we've already popped up the label. But we'll have our tree right there. There, very simple. And then we do have this layer here, but it just kind of adds some areas. And I'll be back with layout number 3. All right, so this one's going to be a little quicker, only because I have already embossed this. Now, this is the Ever So Sweetly stamp set, and I have taken the Merry Christmas, and I have embossed that pretty with the copper, and then taken the layer from the Plaid Tidings. And this also is one of the plaid pieces from there, but it was very neutral, and then I did some very, very light pine cones on there, as you can see. And this is one of our thick base cards stock, and this is just going to be a real quick layout. But what I like about it is that it has kind of a country feel with having the brown and the red, and being able to get all kinds of layers in there. Now I want the cherry cobbler, which I used for my accent pine cones, to kind of stick out from here. So I'm going to put these on first. One, so I get them level. And 2, because then I don't have to worry about whether or not they will be straight. Voila. Okay, so now, again, this is just building. And when you're doing cards, when we have an opportunity to do extra layers, it just makes that much more fun. So this one doesn't have any trees, but we are going to get the plaids in there, as well as the sayings. Sometimes there are sets that I may get, and a lot of times it's the sentiments. It really comes down to the sentiments, and we're going to continue with that. And so there, just very simple. We got the plaid behind there. We have the embossing, and then just to add just one more element, just because I'm kind of going with the country feel, I think, is that we are going to do a bow. Now I'm going to actually double this. So if I take one piece, double it up, and make my bow, I automatically will get some weight to the bow because of the it running double. And then I will cut this because that's my piece. And just has, you know, rather than for linen thread, it can be a little too light on the I'm using my icky scissors. I should be using my good scissors. And then let's see. Oh, that's a good place for that. Normally I would use a glue dot, but since we are wanting that to stay, it's a thicker piece. So see how that ribbon just added a lot more pop to that? All right, there is number 3. I'll come back with number 4. All right, super simple. We're going to use some pieces, just some scrap pieces of some plaid tidings. This is extra cardstock, extra thick, extra thick. And it looks like I have, I have just boo-booed with my finger there. So that's now the back. Didn't know I had that on there. Okay, so we are just going to do a little bit of gluing here, and let me get this out of here. So the plaid actually has become really popular, and I find that in doing my designs, I try to kind of look at different kinds of plaid and get inspiration from that. And that's really, you know, when you get an idea, it really kind of helps to tie it together, get something where this was an idea that came from people who used washi tape. And I'm like, well, I don't really have the washi tape from the Christmas size, but I definitely have the pieces of tape or paper. It kind of has the same thing. So what I'm doing is just weaving. As I'm putting this down, you can see I'm having a weaving on here, and that way kind of has some interest on here. But they have some Christmas colors, and we're just going to do that. And then as that sits, let's get this cut. And we have glue on the back, so let me get my icky scissors. So, yeah, so I am really benefiting immensely with doing the countdowns, because I am totally getting my cards stacked and packed. Okay, so now we've got our little plaid thing going on, and then I did bring out this gift wrapped, which is one of in the holiday. It does come with a bundle, so it has the punch. And what I did was I have already punched out, and you can see what I did is I embossed it, and then I used the little white, my gel pen, to kind of give some little accents in there. So now I have double punch that. So the thought process is that I would do something like this. It kind of gives it like a shadow. And then just trying to show you the difference. And then because I used the white, I could use a white in there as well. But because of our time frame, and because I already have white on my base, so I didn't want to put too much white, but I figured it looks like a present. So I am just going to put this down like I am putting a bow on. And what I'm doing now is just breaking down the fiber a little bit and bending this so that I get a little bit of dimension from my bow. Whoops. Ooh, boy, I just flipped my little container of all the stars, and thank goodness the lid was on, because it just hit the floor. Okay, now see how it kind of comes up a little bit, has some dimension on there, and then with that extra piece behind it gives it a nice shadow. Okay, now we are going to take, and this is our shaded spruce, so I'm kind of staying in that same theme. I'm going to use this tree. It doesn't have a base on it, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to stamp this twice, and I'll show you why. So we're going to stamp one, and then come off and do it again. So kind of gives us a two-step on there. Now, because I seem to have a little bit of a spot on there, I'm going to come back, and this is how we do our fix, is I'm just going to use my stamp, and I just fixed that. See how I did that? Okay, and it looks like I have a little mark on there, so we are going to fix that too. With this kit comes this little pine cone. So we're going to take this pine cone and we are going to use, let me put this back. I already got this washed off. Oh, put it right there. That helps me a lot. Okay, so we are going to cover this. So you may not see it. Let me try to get close here. So that little tiny spot, white shows everything. But we don't want it to be an icky little mess. We want it to be purposeful. So we are going to put a pine cone there and up here. And now it looks intentional. And I hid my area. Now, because I am trying to stay in that theme with the Perfectly Plaid, but I had to fix those holes. So we are going to, I'm going to jump over, I'm afraid, right quick, and we will leave this blank. How's that? That's what we're going to do. All right, so I'll be right back. This one we're going to do as kind of an A-frame. So that's where it's more of a portrait style versus where you'd have a horizontal. So we're going to do a portrait style. This is Cherry Cobbler. And we're going to still stay with the plaid just because it seems to be really working well. And actually, I need to put, I try to utilize my middle of my cards. You'll see that's kind of my style, is that it doesn't, it's hidden, so no one's going to see it. So if I can get extra mileage out of that, by golly, I'm going to do it. So, all right, I'm going to build. Oops. And I'm coming in a little bit more than a quarter on this. And then this is Sahara Sand. And I thought black would be too stark. I thought some other colors, green may be too much. So anyhow, again, this is just, it was a layout that I'm taking different elements of. And by showing you just how to create some interesting cards, this is Cherry Cobbler and has that outline. So you kind of see how we're building, and that Sahara Sand kind of is a nice subtle layer without it being very stark like black would have. All right, so I'm going to continue, and I want to do my little belly band across here, but I kind of had a thought that this ribbon would add some nice bling. So we are going to put that on. Part of the easiest way, I think, is to just glue down your edge. And this had a kink in it, so if I can cover the kink, then I don't have to waste my ribbon by cutting it. And I want a little bit here, just so it'll stay down. And let's see if I can get that to roll. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. So, oops. Gotta be careful I don't bend it, which I was doing. Okay. There. I was going to put it straight when I first did this layout and this plan. I thought, no, I'll just do it plain. But then I thought, oh my gosh, look at how much that makes a difference. You know, it just makes another layer so nice. All right, now I can put this down. And I'm going to stay in the center as best I can, just because I was going to offset it. But since my oval is going to be kind of in the middle, if it was a longer piece, then I would probably offset it. But this is our ovals. These are our layers. I'm using the same layer underneath. Oh, I gotta tempt this first. Same layer underneath, and that follows the pattern. So we're going to use Merry Christmas again, This is cherry cobbler. I'm going to put it over as far as I can to the right. There we go. I'll clean that in a minute. All right, and then I want to get my oval glued on, and then I can arrange my trees because now I can get my centering done. Anyhow, but I really like the the layering we've got. So it kind of gives you the little nice peekaboo kind of layer around there and the scallop. So we're going to put that here, and I'm going to just glue on the center because that's where the belly band is. Well, I'm calling it a belly band, but you know, it's for the sake of it's more or less just the layer on the card. All right, so it's coming together, and then I've already got my 2 trees out, and so now it's just a matter of positioning them, see how I like them. And I don't want to cover, oh, I like that. Okay. Oh, and I did the same thing with this. So you can see how I did the texture. And so I did the stamping first, and then I put it on texture. So it gives it just a little different element there. But I am going to just put this down here. So it's tucked behind there. It'll lay flat. And then I think we're going to pop this up. And I think the reason is that I don't have a lot of layers, so I can get away with that. Oh, see how I boo-booed and my ink needed to be re-inked? So I had to do that. All right, so you can see. Now these are my itty bitty ones, but because I need to get up in this corner, it's going to be much better, obviously, than using, I should have placed that down there, rather than doing the big dimensionals or doing my double-side tape, is to have these little ones, because they will have good coverage, but they'll also make this thing not bending, go all the way around. Okay. There. So you got the trees in there and the layers and the plaid, and I will be back with my last layout. Okay, this is going to be a fun one. I've used some elements and pieces from other projects, and I am just going to start making this rather than giving you a sneak peek. So anyhow, this is Mossy Meadow, and this will be on... I just boo-booed on that, so that'd be my front. I can cover that up. And I have already used my piece on here. This is Cherry Cobbler. And I've tried, I may have missed one of the other layouts giving you what the exact colors are. I'm trying to give you the colors so you know which ones work good. I just love Cherry Cobbler and the Mossy Meadow. They make a good match, I believe. I think it is. Here's my piece again. Let me pop out this center right there. And anyhow, so I am just going to build because this will kind of be a surprise. I thought that would be a neat kind of layout of what I'm going to make. So, okay, as I am building this is my piece, and I did that. I just love this embossing folder. It's the Tasteful Textures. And then I stamped before, obviously. So let me get this on for my layers. And of course, it's going to cover those wonderful little holes. Ta-da! Okay, now for the fun part. Okay, so we've got that. Put that aside for now. I'm going to build my little people. Now, I've used 2 of the blender bin. This is actually the light smoky slate, and then this is the ivory. And what I'm going to do is I have these little pieces already cut, and these are my 1 1/8 circles. Here are my trees that I cut my trees out of the plaid, And I am just going to glue my trees down to the circles. You'll see where I'm going here in a minute. Oh, and hold on. Okay. So I just boo-booed. Whoop, pull it off. Yes. Okay, I forgot. Okay, I took the sprigs. So here, let me get a piece on here. I took the sprigs, and you see I used the ivory on the end, and I actually am going to make this the nose. So I'm kind of giving it away already, as you can think of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make the nose out of there. Okay, now I need to go back to here. Okay, and then I'm going to get his little feet. This is the perennial punch for flowers. And we'll put that right here. Oh, sugar. I forgot already. Okay, I'm going to use this. I wanted to use the color to kind of gray his beard just a little bit. There. Oops. Okay. Now I can get his feet on there. Oh, look at the little gnome. All right, and then I'm going to put a little smirk on him. Okay, so there's one little gnome. Let me get this guy. I'll do his beard before, like I should have done with the other one prior to, but then you can kind of see how that works. Okay, so that's done. And then I already have, oh, phew. Okay, there's the nose. So let me get this on. There. You know, I saw this last year, and I thought, you know, this is really a cute idea. And it uses a lot of different pieces, and it takes some time, but you know, how fun is that? Is being able to just, you know, we have our serious and our wonderful different elements of cards that we make, but this really, I thought, next year I want to make gnomes, so that's what I'm doing. And we'll put this with a little smirk this way. Okay, now I make sure my cards are the right way. How many times have you made something and you've got it all decorated, and then of course it's the wrong way? So make sure it's the right way. Now I had a thought. Wanted to see what I wanted to do. No, okay. I was going to put a snowbank on there. You know, I had these left over from my other project, but then I could write on there, and the afterthought. Okay, so let's get these guys glued down to my card, and we'll have him hanging off the edge a little bit, because I have the saying from this kit. North Pole delivery. Oh, and I want to get, we are just going to do, yeah, let's just angle that. And I'm not going to be able to do that, so we'll just leave that off. Nope, more. All right, so, oh, that turned out even better. How, I lucked out on that one. All right, we're going to tuck him under there. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. This was kind of fun. This was taking different elements of the card, but look how fun. See the little smirks and North Pole delivery. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this. This was by far, we didn't put any ribbon. I may add some later on that. But just taking one set, different layouts, and enjoying just the process. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.